Yeah, I wanna go back to you see like New Year's Eve, yeah. I know it's a bit random.
Yeah.
New Year's Eve, yeah. Like if I was a DJ, New Year's Eve would be one of those dates that I'm saying to myself, listen, I could have a few, quiet periods
Yeah.
during the year, but New Year's Eve, I have to fucking have a gig. Yeah. Are you one of those DJs or you don't really care like that?
No, it would be nice, but it doesn't always happen like that.
Yeah.
I think I've done about maybe 3 or 4 gigs on New Year. That's it.
Yeah. Just in terms of obviously because New Year's Eve, like that
Yeah.
that evening is obviously like the last evening we entering a new year.
Yeah.
Like spiritually, just like vibes wise, obviously people are going more crazy than ever. Like,
Yeah.
do you enjoy most like when you DJ like during New Year's Eve? Do you sometimes enjoy those evenings more than certain evenings during the year? If you get where I'm coming from, or it's like is what it is because obviously New Year's Eve people are getting lit on a different
Yeah,
scale.
it's good. It's good.
Yeah.
Because we're going into a new year and it's like, new things to come, new exciting ventures. I think, yes, it is exciting, especially if you've got a good crowd as well and they're vibrant as well.
A good crowd helps.
Energy, yeah.
Yeah.
Crowd.
Talking about crowd as well. Like, once again, this is a typical DJ thing where it's like, if I'm a DJ playing, I'm playing, but at the same time I'm trying to read the crowd as well. Yeah. Like, do you like what are for any any new DJs? Once again, it's like how do you read like the crowd that you're always playing to?
Yeah.
And sometimes I spoke to a DJ who also she was saying to me sometimes if you learn how to read the crowd as well, it's very important because sometimes you might play certain things and if the crowd is not really feeling it like that, if you can learn how to read them, you can get yourself out the shit quickly to just change up the tune or play something that might lift the energies and the crowd of people. So yeah, how do you?
Sometimes I disperse.
What do you mean?
So I can play my music.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, I can't play it loud at home, can I? I can't get into the vibe, so I do it for like 5 minutes, and I'm say, let me bring them back. So I'll bring them back in.
Okay.
I've done it so many times.
Yeah.
But it's sometimes it is hard to read the crowd because like. Everybody's different, innit? So if it's a crowd of people, some of them are miserable. Like they don't really. Some people they might not be miserable, but they're just there. Like they don't do a lot. They just come to look around and you know what I mean. There was a guy that one time he came to one event and he was just sitting down and he didn't have any kind of energy. It was just sitting down. But he kept coming all the time, and I was like, it was nice to see him because he's enjoying it. But that's just his way of enjoying it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Not everybody's lit like us. Nobody's making up bare noise. Yeah.
Me, I'm hype. I'm on the decks. I'm hype. Like
I
some
see.
people, some people are not. They're like, where's your energy coming from?
Reserved,
yeah, like so. Sometimes it is hard to read a crowd. Like you don't always know what their reaction's going to be like because they might even enjoy it, but they're just sitting down. So what do you do in that sense? Because you're playing something and they're not having a reaction, but they're not moving anywhere. So they're still there. They're enjoying it to some extent. So it is hard sometimes.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
And to not obviously to get into people's pockets or whatever, because we've got this culture in the UK especially where it's like people are like, mind your own fucking business, man. What's in my pocket is not mind, just care about your own money, you get me? So say it once again, like obviously it'll make a lot more sense even once you watch this conversation back. Because sometimes once again I like to pretend like I want to educate up and coming DJs.
Yeah.
You know, some of them who might be a bit lost in terms of certain things.
Yeah.
How does that happen? How does that work?
Yeah.
So like even for you, like, because obviously a lot of you DJs, I assume you're self-employed, right? A lot of DJs, right?
Yeah.
And again, from what you know, from maybe a little, from what you can give us, like, how does it work? Like, because again, I'll be thinking, how am I gonna make? So how does it work if I go there? Like, money wise, how does that work? If you get where I'm coming from, or does every venue just obviously, like, pay you on your experience? Do they pay you on your popularity? On you got to understand how does certain venues work? Like,
it's hard to be.
Because I've always wondered that when I see different DJs in different.
I think I've lost more money than I've made, to be quite honest, because it's like it's not easy to make money on this field. But but to me, I don't. It's not really about the money. It would be nice to make the money, but I just like playing. So if there's money involved, that's a bonus. If there's not, I've still played and I've still got content. So I don't really see it as money. But it would be nice to make money, but because there's so much DJs, there's so much competition. Venues will be like, can I play? I want to do a set. They will push themselves forward and for free. So obviously, who's gonna pay? Even though they might make more money for you, you're not gonna pay someone like £300 when you can just get someone for free to do it for free.
Yeah.
You know what I
How-
mean?
Yeah, as
it makes it difficult.
Yeah, it's hard. Like I used to make more money before these 2 years. I've made more money than
Yeah.
doing private, this, that. So now it's like, oh, I'll go out and it's like, oh, promo. But I'll do it because I don't mind. Like, I would like to be paid, but you know there has to be a bit of a you have to draw the line somewhere sometime, because it's like otherwise it's like everything's promo, and then when does it stop?
That's to be a
Yeah,
balance.
like it's, you know, and I feel bad to be like, oh well, I can't promo, but sometimes you just got to cut it because you'll be doing it forever. And
Yeah,
then,
true.
you know.
how do you feel about you know, like this new age of DJs who have just decided to become DJs over COVID, like I said earlier?
Yeah.
Like, how do you feel about some of them who, because they're young and they can, some of them, let's keep it real, there are a couple of like meaty shit DJs, I'm brutally honest here.
Yeah.
Like, there are, you know, a few DJs who have learned, you know, to use a couple of buttons on their fucking decks, and they know how to manipulate the social media, and they've got a big following. And those kind of DJs now are taking up a lot of jobs because they've got a big social media following.
Yeah.
Like, have you ever thought about that? You get me? Because for me, if I was a DJ and I've been putting in my fucking, you know, blood, sweat and tears for years, and I've been doing this thing, I would feel some type of way years later if I see, you know, a bunch of fucking, you know, like meaty, rubbish DJs coming up social media just because they can manipulate the thing, and they're now getting, you know, like big jobs, and they're getting money, and I'm just here thinking like, right, like, what the fuck? Because the same kind of thing, obviously, like we know, like, have happened to music artists, where it's like, you know, the older generation, that's why even some of them, like, you know, like we hear it in the UK, America, some older artists are they're a little bit bitter, because these young new artists or whatever, they're making some shit music to what some of these others think, but they're making big money. You understand, because of social media presence and all of that. You get where I'm coming from. So
they're just smart,
you get me? Exactly. You get me? So me, like, as a person who, once again, I love music, but I study this game, I look at certain things and I think about certain things just organically without even like looking too deep into it. Sometimes, I just thought about that as well as a DJ. Like, have you thought about that? And if so, like, how does that work? How do you feel about that? You get me? As somebody who...
I just think everyone's got a journey that they're on, and it's like, if you can do it, then like, hats off to you, because you're doing it, and you know, it's working for you.
Yeah,
But I
exactly.
mean, it's just everyone has to find their way in it, their path. They have to find out what they want to do, how they want to do it, is it going to work. But I mean, social media does have a big influence, because, you know, they do put the tools out there for everyone to use it, but it's just that some people can use it better than others, and that's it.
Yeah,
That's where it is. That's where it lies. Because if you're not, you know, computer literate, like most people, like some people don't know how to use a computer, so you know they can mix or whatever, but they just can't get onto the social media. So the platform is not for them, you know. And the thing is, the way everything is going, that's where it's leading. So you have you have to keep up with the trends. You've got to keep up with it.
Yeah, it's true. Everyone's like doing the DJ on the laptops now, so
Exactly.
they found their own like unique way of making things a bit more easier.
Exactly.
Even
I do prefer it old school.
I
You know, I just
more
prefer
hands
that,
on in it. Yeah.
I just prefer the sound of it. Like, you created your own sound. Whereas, like, I think some of the mixing is like, listening, it's a bit boring. Like, it's like, where's the, you know, I'm waiting for something to happen. Like, and then just got like, oh, it's like
that's
basic.
Even going back at the beginning of the conversation, that's what I was talking about, in terms of like giving or finding DJs with literally like unique DJs who have got certain little drops in there. Because back in it, again, we're not old guys, you know, we're still quite young out here, but you know, like again, like back in the days, you know, like that's what made us like certain DJs, could have drop in either Jamaican DJs, African DJs, English DJs, certain DJs coming with their certain drops, like, and you think, ooh, and it makes you, it just gives that essence of that.
The tune, the original, you're like, wow, what did they do? How did they make that?
You get where I'm coming from, because nowadays I hear there's a lot of with the drops, there's a lot of similar drops, which again is not good, because a lot of people, there's a lot of these little, again, people can do their thing, but once again, I'm just clocking, there's a lot of, once again, like I said, with the playlist, the same thing for me goes to like all of these drops that people are using, similar drops, I'm hearing them, like little drops that people are bringing in the music once again. And again, guys, if you listen to the whole conversation, I love music. I just want to see, like I said at the beginning, because in case some people feel,
want these
get
DJs
twisted.
to thrive.
I just want DJs to thrive in a different way, where it's like, because overall, all of us are unique anyway. Like what we spoke about. I understand a lot of these establishments, these buildings, prefer people to, you know, to play certain songs that they like. But I feel like maybe the more we're gonna have these conversations with different DJs as well, maybe certain DJs might come across these conversations and might think about how they could make their thing look a little bit more unique. And you got to understand, because overall, once again, we want more. I just want more unique DJs doing their thing. Yeah. What does the English people call it? Pushing more of the needle, if that's the right word. Pushing the needle a little bit more. That's all it is. You get me? Because I feel like moving forward, like, you know, like on some reality shit, yeah. Like, have you thought about, like, there's a lot going on, like, you know, either religiously, spiritually. Yeah. Have you thought about, like, where the fuck is this world going?
Yeah.
Where the fuck is this? My brothers, my sisters.
It's true.
Where the fuck are we going? Yes, all of us are trying to do our thing.
That's a good question.
A lot of shit, like we said, a lot of shit is getting introduced. You know, free. I was gonna go crazy to say some crazy shit. So I was gonna say something about Diddy, but
let's keep that.
Yeah. Let's get back on track, innit?
Back on track.
Yeah, I'm with crazy sometimes. Sorry, But yeah, like on a real note though, because these are real questions I ask myself in private with some of my people. Like, all of us with rich people, all of us trying to get what we want to get with this loud noise that we call social media that's changed people's lives in a good or bad way. Yeah. As human beings, different religions, like what we're talking about when we're coming here, where the fuck is this world going on a real note? You get me?
It is a good question, and it's crazy to think about it, because
crazy
for real. What is the answer to that? It's craziness.
Of course.
But that's why you just gotta do what you want to do, and that makes you happy.
You need to tell them again.
Because life is too short. You can't be sitting there thinking, "Oh, I'm gonna do that."
Exactly.
That. Just do what you gotta do, innit? You just gotta live your life, and you gotta enjoy it. That's it.
100%.
That's it. Whether you want to play music, whether you want to dance, whether whatever you want to do, whether you kick ball, like just do what you want.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, we can't focus on what's really going on out there. So just
if you do that, you'll never live. You know what I mean? You'll be living for them, not yourself. So
more focus
just
on.
gotta live.
Yeah,
but I mean, I don't get like before. I used to sit down and be like, watch all this stuff and be like, oh, this is gonna happen. And I thought, you know what? Why am I doing that? It's not happening now. Let me live my life. I could be dead tomorrow. Like, let me live my life.
Yeah, real talk. I mean, like what we said even earlier. Like a lot of us financially, a lot of us will like more money. Inshallah, a lot of us we're gonna get more money. But for now, why worry about something that you cannot even, you get me, something that you cannot change in this specific moment, you get me? Because again, for me, again, I've had to go through a lot of that shit to understand it later on, because I used to be one of them people who overthink. Sometimes I worry about quite a lot of things, and I just realized, for me in my own reality,
but that just kills you quicker at the end of the day, because you're sitting there stressing yourself out, causing yourself stress. Your spirit stressed, you know what I mean? You need to just relax and just enjoy life.
Exactly.
That's it, simple.
100%.
Whatever comes. Whatever doesn't, it's not for you. Simple.
You got to say. Like, what are your thoughts on now we take for a second, we're taking off your DJ hat and we're putting on your consumer's hat, yeah? Just overall, like, you know, with the day-to-day music that you consume, you listen to in your private time, what are your thoughts on the music industry in the UK at the moment?
Some of the music's kind of up and coming. I like some of it. Like I'm surprised. Like even drill and stuff like that. I don't even like that sort of music. But sorry, but I'll be honest, it's not for me. Like I just think that the attitudes of them, they're just like miserable, and I don't know. They just look like they want to fight. And
they always look like they need to get some. A lot of
but
them.
some of their music is okay. Like I've listened to some, and I'm thinking, oh, they're talking truth and they're talking like reality. So it's like it makes sense.
Yeah,
100%,
but like the UK is up and coming with the music. It's actually really improving, I think.
Yeah,
definitely.
You feel like we could push ourselves a bit more. Like more needs to happen here, more so than having to always go out.
Yeah, it's true.
You know what I mean? More create something here.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's like if people work together more, it would work. But people are like all in competition, like, oh, she's better. That's why it's not working for some people, because they're too busy worrying about that person being better than that person. Yeah. The thing is, you're in competition with yourself, so you're not gonna move nowhere because you're too busy worrying. Oh, he's better, she's better, that drops better. This, no, you don't. You can't have that mentality if you want to move somewhere. And people have to work together. That's it. It's the working together that will bring the process where it needs to be.
No,
Because you know, look at all these American artists. Okay, like you know, there's a lot more violence and everything, but they work together. You see them working together. The artists, they build together, they work together. You see it. They have big things going on, and they all join in, and they're all happy, and they're all working together. But it's not like that here.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, I don't want to do that. He's better. She's better.
I've got
too many egos.
Yeah, it's stupid. Like I'm not about that. I just like to. I don't care about if you're better, if you're good. Everyone's got their unique style. Everyone's different.
Everybody's trying to eat,
Everyone's got
feed
their
a family.
You know?
I've got this theory, yeah. Once again, yeah, I was speaking to one of my women, yeah, and we're just there chilling. I've got this theory. You see the UK in terms of like money wise, business wise. Once again, we are still at a very, very, very early stage in terms of people seeing life changing money, all of that shit. So my theory, what I said to one of my women is, I feel like what you said, like these people who are in different parts, like, oh, I'm better than you, this and that. I feel like what's happening, because some people who are making money, some people who are making money that they've never seen, people who are getting clout that they've never really seen before. It's like being in the playground where it's like, oh, this is mine, I don't want nobody to take it, this is my share. Where it's like, if we give it a few more years for more people to act like they've been here before, you know that crazy saying,
exactly.
fucking act like you've been here before. Where it's like, at the moment, I just feel like a lot of them, they don't know how long they're gonna have this money for, and it's like they don't want to lose it. So there's this thing of like, oh, this is mine. I'm only bringing in people that I know. This kind of thing. I feel like this is where we are right now. But I feel like if we give it a few more years moving forward, I feel like I said, more people will get used to this fact of like this money is here to stay, and I feel like more people will start opening up a bit more in terms of like being more open to collaborate with each other. Because like, in America, when we look at
it's
like,
slowly happening though. It is slowly,
exactly. I'm seeing it. You see it with people that actually
but
saying.
It's still a lot of people that are just like, oh,
of course.
They work with them. They think, oh, they're gonna outshine them or something, but they don't see it as, oh, they work together, they bounce off of each other, and they both have what they need together.
And
they
even
don't see it like that.
And even like, I don't want to say too much of this. Obviously, maybe you want to say what you feel. Again, going back, even in your industry, I feel like exactly this is the same thing that's happening. We've got people like Charlie's Love, a couple of DJs who I can name probably off on top of my one hand, who those are the DJs that everybody, either you rate them or not, these are the DJs that are making big money, and these are the DJs that from the UK that you can see that get some of the biggest shows, who work with the biggest artists, and they're there. So what's happening once again with them as well? I feel like I have bare conversations off camera, and I feel like a lot of them as well. Like once again, like I said, with like the artists, they feel like the reason why they don't want to bring in other DJs or kind of be like that, because once again, it's the first time they've been here before. You get me? It's all new. Basically, everything like all of this shit in the UK, all of this success, music artists, filmmakers, actors from the UK. Let's keep it real. It's all new. Like it's all reasonably new. You get me? And I feel like we need to give it. If you understand, the good thing about us, at least we're having these conversations, and we're understanding like we need to give it time for the dust to settle. You understand the dust to settle. But like you said, we can see people slowly like it's changing. Like we said, but even though the change is slow, it's happening though. You get what I'm saying? And that's my theory. You get what I'm saying? I feel like people don't. 1 minute, like we said with the social media thing, probably even certain people like are thinking about, imagine like they've seen certain people also get cancelled as well. You understand? And that could be another fear factor to certain people. Obviously, just speaking as someone who, I believe I'm still going to be a very successful man in future, and the way I'm going to do it is very earlier on invest in certain things, so that if these motherfuckers, yes, I'm calling you motherfuckers because I'm always going to be free, so like a lot of these people are going to be watching these conversations. A lot of these weird people, if they ever say, you know what, fuck the Red Chair or what, fuck Red Team TV and they want to shut man down or whatever, at least some of the big money that I would have made at the beginning, I would have invested it in other things to keep going. You get me? So
that's
even
the right mentality.
exactly. You get me?
You'll get where you need to get to because you're thinking in the right way. You know, that's it. You have to. You have to challenge yourself, and you have to change your mindset for it.
I have to. Honestly, this is gonna sound tough, but he knows. Like we've got a very small circle as well, but I'm not this social media thing because there's no point to, you know, like people put up a facade, that's for them. But in my real life, if you meet my real life, we always lit. I'm not gonna lie, because I've got this mentality, like we said at the beginning, like we're gonna get where we are. But right now, let's enjoy even this journey. So I'm already living
Yeah.
like we're going to pub. This shit is going to pub
yeah.
regardless.
Yeah.
But right now, even with a couple of views, a couple of people knowing about this shit, let's still enjoy it. Let's get lit.
Yeah, it's good, man.
Like, no, what we doing today? Are we not getting lit today?
Every day.
Yeah, you get me. But no, some real shit, you get me. So it's like, yeah.
Yeah, you got to.
But yeah, going back to the music industry, you get me. That's my thoughts. Like,
Yeah.
it's still very early in a lot of different
Yeah.
ways. But you know, like, big up to all of the people like in the UK that are making big moves, that are trying to show us that yo, generational wealth is here. You know, like, people
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Stormzy, people like Skepta. There's a lot of these people like Ed Sheeran. There's a lot of these big people. You get me, like Charlie's Love. A lot of these, like, even though a lot of dumb shit happened with Team Westwood, yeah. But one thing, even though obviously that Team Westwood shit, yeah. But one thing I have to say with Team Westwood, he was the first. You know, he was the first to lead the way for many years, like for DJs in terms of like connecting with America. If you know, years and years ago on a
artists
CD.
you're talking about, they all work together. You know what I mean? They're working together, so that's why things are happening for them.
Yeah.
Because they're doing it the right way.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, how it's supposed to be. Yeah, it's organic.
Yeah. So,
Yeah. What is your definition of a happy life? A happy, peaceful life. What is your definition of that?
doing what you enjoy. Being
Tell
yourself.
them. Some of these
Be
people might be a
yourself.
bit lost and they're like, I want to be
Yeah,
happy.
be
Like,
yourself.
what is my
Like,
definition of
just
life?
Enjoy life. Take it as it comes.
Mm-hmm.
Don't think too much on your downfalls.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just keep going.
Yeah.
And then just feed off of all the happy things that are happening. You know what I mean? And just
Yeah.
keep trying to achieve your goals. That's it. That's all I can say, really.
Yeah. Do you believe heaven and hell, yeah, exist when you die, or it's on this planet as like we're experiencing it now, heaven and hell?
This might be a bit controversial, but I'd say now.
Now, look, before you say anything, yeah, Lionel, what did I tell you when was coming? Did I not tell you that I also believe, you get me, like heaven and hell is literally, the older,
That's what I
especially
believe,
the
and
older I
feel
get.
that it's how you balance your mindset and your spirit to as to what's gonna happen at the end of it. So if you've lived like in a peaceful way, then that's how you're gonna end. But if you haven't, then that's your own hell that you've created for yourself. Basically, that's what I believe. I could be wrong.
Everyone.
That's my theory. That's
Everyone creates their own.
yeah. You create your own peace or
Yeah,
whatever you want.
You
know
create
what I
your
mean?
own hell
Because
or your
energy is
own-
really important.
Mm-hmm.
It is really
100%, yeah.
important. Yeah.
What do you think about because again, I think, yeah, another reason why I decided to pick up this camera and do this, yeah, because I feel like there's a lot of things that people don't know how to articulate.
Yeah.
So that means when you don't know how to articulate a subject or a topic, I feel like some people either get scared of it,
Yeah.
or people say, you know
It's
what,
very true.
I don't even want to touch on it because why? They're scared. So
Yeah.
that's why I've even had this LGBT
Fear
communicate.
plays a lot in it, to be honest. Fear plays a lot in it. Because even like, I've got a cat, like something minimal like a cat. And some people, they're like, oh, you've got a cat, like they don't like the cat. But the reason why, because they're scared of it. And I'm like, I thought in my head, why don't they like the cat? They don't know the cat.
People
like,
fear
just
why they don't
like it.
understand.
And I'm like, it makes sense because when they come to the house, they're like, oh, when the cat moves, they're
Yeah.
jumping around. I'm saying, like, relax.
Yeah.
And the cat, and after like a few times of meeting the cat, it's like their best friend because he's like completely different to what they expect. So people just have that fear in their head is, oh, they don't like this or they don't like that, and that's how they run with it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, there has been some like stigma, like history-wise, with cats. So
Yeah.
it explains why they don't get that much
Yeah.
love as dogs do.
Yeah. But I mean, it just depends on the individual because, like, it's his own character, you know what I mean? And he's the way he is.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? But it's like the same for anything. Like, people just are fearful of something and they don't want to try it because they're scared or whatever. So they just say, oh no, I
It's
don't like
exactly
that.
that. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Without even trying.
Yeah, for real. And like I said, heaven and hell, I believe once again, like it's literally on here, man. Because people mentally, you know when I realized heaven and hell was on this planet in my own like interpretation.
Yeah.
I was going through some shit, yeah. Like like some people are gonna understand what I mean, yeah. Have you ever like had like a shit day like during summer?
Yeah.
When
so many times.
do you get where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
Where it's like so deep, like in your head, you're literally in your head, you're stressing about some shit going wrong or whatever, and then you walk out there, yeah? Mentally, mind you, you're in your head, mentally it's like this and that. And then you walk out there, it's sunny, people having a good time or whatever. like for me, I was going through some shit a good 2 years ago, yeah, and literally it just hit me one summer. I just went literally to the local park here. I'm going through so much shit, but this is during the sun is beating down, people having a good time. I just came to the realization to be like, nah, man, because right now I feel like I'm in hell. Right now I feel like literally I'm in hell. I've got these things on my mind, things that I want to sort out. But these people, we are literally in the same, you get me, like physically on the same plane. But these people, they literally, you can tell these people are in heaven because these people are having good time, water fights, it's summer.
They just get on with it.
Like, they just get on with it. Yeah, so that's where I came to a conclusion myself, like heaven and hell is literally up to the individual's mindset or mentality.
Okay.
You get where I'm coming from? Because a lot of people, even Buddha or these people tell you like, listen, the final destination is like you conquering your mind. Like fuck everything that's going on around, however you want to see, because life is always gonna be life in good, bad, good, bad. But it's like mentally, and again, guys, I don't want to sound like a guru. I'm still learning about this shit, but I'm just saying in terms of like, how far I came in terms of my mentality, how I used to think back then, and it's like, like because even like what I was saying to you, Lionel, like obviously you have these people that die and then they come back, have all of these things. Hey, who am I to say? Some of those people, but I believe unless you die and you come back, how the fuck do all of these people know that hell and heaven, all of these things exist in the first place? You get me? Because I feel like here we in this physical realm, it's like if you pinch me or whatever, all of us we can feel right now, physically right now. You get me? So when we die, if when we die it's our soul that travels, how the fuck are we still gonna feel anything in heaven or hell? For example, if people end up in hell. Why you gonna be feeling things like you're alive? Do you know where I'm coming from? Even as deep as that. So when I die, if I'm going to hell, how the demon or the devil, how am I gonna feel all of the pain? Well, am I physically gonna still be feeling shit? But am I not dead?
I say.
Do you know where I'm coming from? There, yeah. That's the way
And if your spirit's clean, then you're gonna be peaceful.
Exactly.
If it's not, then you're just gonna have
outside.
You're gonna have the hell in it experience because
you get where I'm coming from.
You haven't channeled your spirit.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's how I feel. I don't know. It could be wrong.
Yeah.
But that's just my concept.
Yeah. Are you more like religious or like on the spiritual side as well?
I'm more spiritual.
Let me see if I spied you up on the camera right now. Absolutely. Did you did you have to go like through obviously a certain journey as well to kind of question? Because that's what I did as well. To question religion before you say, you know what?
Like,
let me just go this side and literally tap into my spirituality.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And how is that like for people? Because you see, like once again, when these social media things started popping, what I realized one of the things with mental health and certain things, people had like a period where this spirituality, there was so many different people saying I'm spiritual, all of these things, like coming from all over the place. Like for you, how do you live as a spiritual as somebody who identifies themselves as a spiritual individual? Yeah, how for someone who might be watching this and they're religious, they follow, like they're Christian or whatever. Like, how do you translate your spirituality, the way you live your life as a spiritual person? You get me?
Just by enjoying my life, just doing what I enjoy doing, and just trying to keep things like clean, innit? Just being nice, just it doesn't hurt to be nice. Just be yourself. Just live life. It's just one of them things. I don't know how to.
Do you feel people's energies? Even sometimes when people say like bad vibes, good vibes, all of this,
Yeah, and that's what I base things off of. It's like energy as well, because it speaks volumes. Like you can learn a lot about someone through their energy. Yeah, that's all I can say.
I hear you, man. Yeah. I hear you. Obviously, big up Double in the place. You get me, Father Lini. Like, do you have any questions for like even random question for DJs? Because she's a DJ, innit?
What makes as a DJ? What I'm pretty sure it's the vibe anyway. But what like how do you normally start your set when going to like how do you know? Okay, I need to play this or I need to play that. Like going to a DJ set.
We'll just test the water first and then just see if it works, and then you just go on a journey to that kind of
course.
level. Yeah.
So a lot of the time, would you pre like what's going on first?
Yeah.
Before,
Yeah.
Because to a degree, even down to me as a musician, I tend to know what people want first.
Yeah.
Even when I'm going to go do like a feature or whatever the case is, sometimes some people call it, I call it scope in the room.
Yeah.
So I know, realistically, you've told me to come to bring my vibe or whatever the case is, but I want to know what the vibe is already, so I can add on to that. But
Yeah, it's true.
I feel like it's the same thing.
Yeah, it's very well said.
And Double, before you came in, yeah, we were speaking, obviously, this once again, another beautiful conversation as well, by the
I
way.
can tell.
You get me? Proper beautiful. We were speaking about, obviously, in terms of, obviously, like, also, like, us lot as music consumers, yeah, we want, like, a new generation of, like, DJs, more unique, more doing their thing, rather than, because we're speaking about, a lot of DJs are in a risk of, like, basically being boring to as consumers, because you know, like a lot of like we spoke about, a lot of venues business wise, like we said, want people to play specific songs, but I feel like we're just looking for ways to find more DJs to basically be more unique, to do their own thing. You get what I'm saying? Because obviously, like we said, we've got a few big DJs, but we've got big artists as well. We wanted to get to a point where it's like we've got like a good 20, 30 big DJs from the UK, all popping, doing their thing in a different ways as well, in their own different realms. Exactly the way we have in the music industry, where music artists, you get me? So now, but every time I look, again, I haven't looked into everywhere, but
there's not a lot.
A lot of these DJs that I look at, even like in different levels, every time I look at them, it's like I said, you know, I just see more DJs just, like, on this, like, on the same kind of boring trajectory, just playing the same vibe. And what? Yeah, you get me.
If I could interject there,
no, go on, bro.
I personally think, because it reminds me of when I hear, it's like if I'm chilling here and then I hear someone just randomly spitting a dope 16. I'm like, why don't you get in studio? Oh, I don't know if I'm gonna make it already. I just think people just need to believe and just move. And I feel like a lot of the time now, understanding everything is community, because it's like me coming from the grime scene and everything. We created a community where some people don't like each other, but we still need to work together to make something happen.
That's what I was saying to him earlier, because I think that's important.
100%.
Because how are you going to get anywhere if you're not working together? You're working 100%. Against each other. It doesn't make sense.
I feel like in a lot of things as well, I think I've always mentally understood. I think it's been a gift and a curse, but I've always understood a team is everything. Yeah. But sometimes some people are not, just by their characteristics, they're not ready to work as a team. Yeah. Do you get what I mean? So I think, like, just coming from the music scene, for example, I think we was raised on clashing. Yeah. So when we're clashing and everything, it's like, some people take it literal. Yeah. It's taken me ages, but I think I'm naturally like this with my family and everything. Yeah. We've always just worked together. If we need anything done or whatever the case, there's so many of us, we could just work together. Yeah. Whereas music and the roads makes you think something. That's why it's so slow. The UK is so slow, because they're not working together. 100%. And if you work together, things just get done quicker, and it's like it makes things work better. 100%. Like I found out the other day, someone got paid something small, like wireless. And I was like, the only reason that person's getting paid that amount of money at wireless is because there's no team to basically say, you know what, let's fight for my man to get more, because he deserves more, you know?
Exactly. Yeah.